Hi, Karen Weinstein here for Fit Bottom Girls. Thanks for joining me. Today I'm going to be teaching you some beginner-friendly impact training moves for your bone health. So why do we do impact training for bone health? Well, this is because our bones are mechanosensitive. This means that they are sensitive to the mechanical stresses that we put them under. And when those stresses are higher than our normal daily activities, our bones kind of perk up and really pay attention. And this signals to your bones that it's time to become thicker and stronger. I often field the question, should I wear shoes when I do impact training? Ultimately, the answer to that question is it's up to you. You may find that when you first start, you need a little bit of cushioning under your feet so that it's not so impactful on your body and your body has a little bit of time to adapt. But over time, you might go for slightly thinner soled shoes so that your body and bones are receiving more of the impact from your training. I also recommend that if you're just getting started, make sure you do your impact training on maybe a yoga mat or a carpet with a little bit of padding underneath. You can always move to another surface as your body adapts. You also want to make sure that you're progressing slowly. I recommend giving a couple of days in between impact training sessions, especially when you're first starting, so that you can see how your body is responding and you know whether or not you should back off a little bit or whether it's okay to move ahead. And then finally, when we do impact training, we actually want to spread our impact training out throughout the day. So once this becomes a normal part of your routine, you're aiming to do sets of 10 impacts. And you want to try to do a set in the morning, a set in the afternoon, and then another set in the evening. This is because when our bones have had a little bit of a break in between impact training sessions, they perk up and pay more attention. Okay, so let's get started. First up, we have what are called heel drops. Heel drops are great for beginners because your feet never fully leave the ground. A heel drop is exactly what it sounds like. You're going to lift your heels off the floor and let them fall back to the ground passively. So you can actually see, hopefully, that my body is shaking. I'm not a great singer, but I'm going to hold a note here for you. Ah. And hopefully you can hear that those heel drops are actually making my voice reverberate. That's exactly the kind of feeling we want when we're doing heel drops. If you're a beginner, you're going to start your heel drops nice and low to the ground, but over time, you can certainly lift your heels higher so that you're getting a little bit more impact. Next up, we have stomping. Stomping, again, is exactly what it sounds like. You want to make sure you're stomping with a nice flat foot with enough force to crush a soda can. So you're stomping on the ground with enough force to crush a soda can. And one of the things that your bones like is multi-directional movement. So you might want to do stomping in all different directions so you're giving your bones some different input. After stomps, we have jumping jacks. Jumping back jacks are the classic exercise that we've all been doing since we were in elementary school. You can take these nice and small and slow. You don't even have to use your arms for this one because it's not about cardio, it's about impact training. So you can do nice little open and close. You can take your arms out to the sides if you want to. You can find a little pause at the open and the closed, or you could just do them continuously like you did when you were a kid. Next up, we have something called a drop landing. So drop landings are good to start on a nice low surface. I like to do something like this off of a set of yoga blocks. You can also use the bottom step of your set of stairs at home, or maybe you have something else around, a little step stool or something that you can do drop jumps off of. A drop jump is exactly what it sounds like. You're going to stand up here and then land on the floor. You'll climb back up and do it again. So you're just giving yourself a little hop to propel yourself to the ground, but you're not doing a big jump because for impact training, it's really all about the landing. Over time, you can work your way up to a higher surface, like a plyo box, or you could climb up onto the second step and jump down from there. After a drop landing, the next level of intensity would be to jump. So for jumping, you're going to start with your feet about hip distance apart. Remember, if you're a beginner, we can stay nice and low to the ground. The jumps don't have to be high. It can just be a little hop in the air, just barely getting the feet off the ground. And then over time, you can work on jumping a little higher. You're still landing with soft knees, so your knees are absorbing some of the impact, but we want to make sure we're getting nice, firm contact with the ground when we land. And then again, over time, I could put a little bit more effort into it, starting in a squat and really propelling myself upward. Last up, we have hopping. Again, hopping is exactly what you're probably picturing. You're standing on one leg. Remember, your hops can start out nice and low to the ground. You could even hold on to a chair or put your hand on a wall to give yourself some stability. You're going to aim to do 10 hops on one foot, and then you're going to switch and try to do 10 hops on the other foot. As I mentioned with stomping before, that you could stomp in different directions, you could also do the same thing with both jumping and hopping. And this is because we know that bones like multi-directional movement. Having your impact come from all different directions just sends some interesting information to your bones. And again, it makes them pay attention and lay down new bone. Thanks for taking a little bit of time out of your day to learn about impact training for bone health. So a few key takeaways here. Whether or not you wear shoes is entirely up to you. Shoes can help you to protect your feet. If they have nice thick soles, that might be a nice way to start because it's going to dissipate a little bit of the impact while your body acclimates to impact training. In addition to that, you want to make sure that you're progressing slowly. When you're just beginning, I recommend doing impact training every other day or every 2 days so that you have a little bit of time to see how your body is responding to the impact training. If your body is a little bit of achy or sore, you might want to back off a little bit. Maybe you reduce the number of impacts that you're doing, or you spread them out a little bit further in your week and give your body a little bit more time to adapt. If your body felt fine, maybe you start doing them every other day, and then you can work up to doing them every single day. So how much impact training should we do? You're aiming for sets of 10 impacts, and you want to make sure that you're spreading the sets of impacts out throughout the day. So in other words, you'd be doing a set of 10 in the morning, a set of 10 in the afternoon, and then another set of 10 in the evening. Really, you could work your way up to doing a total of 50 impacts spread throughout the day. And remember, this isn't really time consuming. This is something you could easily do while you're waiting for your coffee in the morning or while you're waiting for water to boil for dinner in the evening. So thanks so much for being here. I really appreciate your time. And now, jump to it.